Okay, now in today's class, we'll continue with okay multiplication of vectors. Okay, I think we have not yet done subtraction of vectors. So first we'll do with subtraction of vectors, then we'll come back to multiplication of vectors. Now in subtraction of vectors, okay, in subtraction of vectors, we have to start with basic ideas first. Okay, so first thing that you are supposed to know is what is meant by negative of a vector. Now, if you have a vector a bar, okay, let us say you have a vector a bar. Now, on this vector, if you are taking negative, negative is nothing but minus a bar, okay. So, if you have vector a bar, negative of this vector is minus a bar. Now, in this vector, okay, if you are considering the magnitude part, okay, for this part if magnitude is mod a, for the negative part is minus of mod a, which is nothing but mod a. Okay, so reversing a vector, negative of a vector is nothing but reversing the vector. Okay, so whatever vector you have, magnitude will remain same, only direction will change. Okay, so direction changes. Okay, direction changes. Okay, magnitude remains same. Okay, magnitude remains same. Okay, direction alone changes, magnitude remains same. Okay, so this is your negative of a vector. Okay, now if you have a vector, okay, if you have a vector, okay, let us say this vector is a bar. Now if you are reversing it, you are getting exactly same vector. But now nobody will ask you what is the negative of a vector. Okay, whatever you are going to do, okay, you are going to actually do subtraction of vectors. Okay, so what you are going to do is actually subtraction of vectors, but you will not use the word subtraction of vectors officially. Okay, without using the word subtraction of vectors officially, you will use the idea of subtraction in terms of relative velocity mostly. Okay, most of the times you will get relative velocity. So what do I mean by this? I will tell you. If I am using velocity of A with respect to B, what do I actually mean by this is VA bar minus VB bar is what I am going to do. And similarly, if I am using velocity of B with respect to A, then it is VB minus VA. Okay, VB minus VA is what you are going to do. Similarly, if you are going to do, okay, velocity of, okay, A relative to B, okay, relative word if it is used, still it is VA minus VB, and velocity of B relative to A is, okay, velocity of B minus velocity of A. Okay, so all these examples with respect to word or relative to word is indirectly indicating relative velocity. Okay, so all these that are shown here indirectly relative velocity. Okay, indirectly that is relative velocity, velocity of one with respect to another. Okay, so about this we will discuss in detail later. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay, about this part we will discuss in detail in relative velocity chapter. Okay, for now, okay, we'll stick to basics, that is subtraction of vector and how you do it. Now whenever I am doing subtraction of vectors, okay, whenever I am doing subtraction of vectors, okay, so what I am doing is, okay, subtraction of vectors is nothing but, okay, addition of a reversed vector. Okay, subtraction is indirectly, okay, subtraction is indirectly addition of reversed vector. Okay, Subtraction is indirectly addition of reversed vector. Okay, so now what do I mean by this? I will tell you. For example, if you have a bar minus b bar, it is nothing but a bar plus minus b bar. Minus b bar, if you are keeping the name as x bar, then it is your a bar plus x bar. It is sum of, okay, addition of a with reversed b. What is x anante? X is reversed b. Okay, so indirectly, if you are doing subtraction of vectors, okay, your subtraction of vectors is nothing but addition of a vector with its reverse. Okay, whatever minus whatever is there, that is your reversed vector. Okay, so mathematically, if you are doing subtraction, okay, between two vectors at once, for example, if you have a bar is equal to some 3 I cap plus 4 j cap minus 5 k cap, and if you have another vector b bar, it is, let us say it is, okay, minus 2 I cap. Okay, let us say your b bar is minus 2 I cap plus 3 j cap minus 6 k cap, for example. Now if you are doing a bar minus b bar, you can do it just like how you are doing normal subtraction. This is minus, this is plus, this is minus, this is plus. So 3 minus of minus 2 will become plus 5. So it is 5 I cap. 4 minus 3 is j cap. Minus 5 plus 6 is plus k cap. This is what you are going to get. So if vector is in terms of I cap and j cap, you can just simply do algebraic subtraction, or algebraic subtraction of particular components you can do. Wherever minus is there, just simply keep plus. Wherever plus is there, keep minus, and then do the calculation. Okay, but geometrical interpretation is what is the most important part. Okay, so regarding geometrical interpretation, okay, in subtraction of vectors, okay, this method of writing in terms of I cap and j cap is best approach, because there will be no confusion in doing this. Okay, but geometrical interpretation, to understand things and to do some problems, we have to learn how to put it in geometrical interpretation terms. So coming to geometrical interpretation, okay, if you have a vector a bar like this, okay, if you have a vector a bar like this, if you have one more vector b bar, okay, if you have one more vector b bar, now, okay, if this is minus b, okay, if this is minus b, okay, obviously if you are doing a bar plus, okay, so what you are doing is a bar minus b bar, which is nothing but a bar plus x bar, where x bar is minus b bar. So this is only your x bar if you are considering. Now between these two, if this angle is theta, your a bar plus x bar, which is your a bar minus b bar, will be here. This is your a bar minus b bar, which is nothing but a bar plus x bar. And angle between these two is obviously how much anante 180 minus theta. Now if I mark this resultant as some r dash bar, okay, if I mark this resultant as r dash bar, now your magnitude of r dash is under root mod a square plus mod x square plus 2 mod a mod x cos of 180 minus theta, where here you are supposed to keep in mind mod of minus b bar is equal to mod of b bar, that is equal to mod of x bar, and your theta is angle between a bar and b bar. 180 minus theta is angle between a bar and x bar. Okay, so your magnitude of resultant is mod of r dash bar is, okay, under root mod a square plus, okay, mod b square plus 2 mod a mod b into cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So mod of r dash bar is mod of a bar minus b bar, that is equal to mod a square plus mod b square minus 2 mod a mod b cos theta is your formula for subtraction of vectors, where theta is angle between a and b. Okay, theta is angle between a and b. Okay, so this is how you get the subtraction. Okay, and coming to direction, okay, direction you better draw it from diagram. Direction draw from diagram and then try to give the answer. Okay, right? So this is how you are supposed to do it. Okay, now we'll see different problems based on this. Okay, so in the my thing is, okay, my first idea is, okay, I will give you a question. In the following diagrams, in the following diagrams, okay, in the following diagrams, try to give, try to give a bar minus b bar in following cases. Okay, so a bar minus b bar అనేది following కేసుల్లో మీరు ఇవ్వాలి. ఓకే, డైరెక్షన్ ఎలా? ఓకే, a bar minus b bar direction. I'm not talking of magnitude. Okay, so first question is, if this is your b bar and if this is your a bar, okay, now you are supposed to give a bar minus b bar. So minus b bar is like this, so not to get confused. Okay, so will take this part. So you have a bar here, okay, minus b bar is here in that figure. Okay, because original b bar is towards right, so minus b bar is this way. So your resultant is a bar minus b bar will be here. Okay, what is that you are supposed to do is, you have b bar, reverse it and add it with a bar. Okay, so if this is the case, a bar plus b bar will be in between a bar and b bar. A bar plus minus b bar will be between a bar and minus b bar. Okay, right? So that is how you give the direction. Okay, next, now let us take one more example. This is a bar, this is b bar. Now a bar minus b bar is what is required. So minus b bar will be, sorry, so separate figure to have clarity. So this is your a bar, this is your b bar. Now your minus b bar is above, so a bar plus minus b bar is this way, that is a bar minus b bar is here. Okay, right? Next, one more example. Find velocity of rain with respect to man. Find velocity of rain with respect to man is the question. Now if your velocity of man is this way, velocity of rain is this way, then your answer will be, okay, your answer will be, velocity of rain with respect to man means, velocity of rain with respect to man is represented as vr bar minus vm bar. Okay, so I told you velocity of a with respect to b means with respect to whatever is there, you have to subtract it. So velocity of rain with respect to man is vr bar minus vm bar. So minus vm bar, so velocity of man bar is this way. Okay, minus vm bar will be this way. Your rain is this way, velocity of rain. So velocity of rain with respect to man, that is vr bar plus minus vm bar will be this way. Okay, next, one more question. Find velocity of plane with respect to wind. This is your question. Now if you are taking, okay, velocity of wind, if velocity of wind is in this direction, velocity of plane is in this direction. Now if you are extending this idea, velocity of plane is on this side, velocity of wind is on this side, okay, minus of velocity of wind is this side, okay. So obviously you will have velocity of plane with respect to wind is velocity of plane minus velocity of wind, that will be this way, okay. So this is your velocity of plane vector, okay. So this is how you give, okay, subtraction of vectors direction, okay, right. Just stay on the line. Hello, చెప్పండి. Bro, not interested, thank you. నేను లాక్డౌన్లో ఉన్నా, వచ్చిన తర్వాత యూజ్ చేస్తా. సో 1 వీక్లో వస్తాను, ఆ తర్వాత యాక్టివేట్ చేసుకుంటా, ఓకే.
ఓకే
ఇప్పుడైతే లేను, 1 వీక్ తర్వాత యాక్టివేట్ చేసుకుంటా.
ఓకే
లేదు ఇప్పుడు అర్జెంట్గా కావాలి తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతా అంటే నేను ఏం చేయలేను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే
ఓకే, సో వీల్ కంటిన్యూ వేర్ వీ హ్యావ్ లెఫ్ట్ ఆఫ్. సో okay, so next is, okay, we'll discuss an example in this of how to calculate, okay. Now there is a question, okay. A man moving right finds, okay, the question is like this. No, we'll do it in relative velocity chapter, we'll do only simple questions, okay. My question is, a body goes in circle with v meters per second constant speed as shown in the figure. Okay, my question is, okay, my question is, find magnitude of change in velocity after it rotates by theta. That is the question. So you have your circle like this. What is that you are supposed to do is, okay, you have your initial velocity v1 equal to v, let us say, and it has rotated by theta. You are supposed to give velocity of v2 equal to how much. Find magnitude of change in velocity. So that means your target is to calculate, okay, your target is to calculate mod of v2 bar minus v1 bar, okay. Now to calculate the change in velocity here, there are two ways in which you can do this. One is, okay, so if you have this vector like this, okay, let me put it by a dotted line. Now if you are doing parallel transport to this point, your v2 bar is like this, which is of course equal to v. Now if this angle is theta, this is theta, this angle is 90 minus theta, this angle is theta. If you are doing parallel transport of v1, it will come like this. Now if you write the vector in terms of I cap and j cap, your v2 bar is minus v sin theta I cap plus v cos theta j cap. Your v1 bar is just simply 0 I cap plus 0 I cap plus v j cap because it is along y axis. So mod of v2 bar minus v1 bar is, if you are subtracting, okay, first let us calculate v2 minus v1, then we'll go to magnitude. So v2 minus v1 is minus v sin theta I cap plus v cos theta minus v times j cap. So your magnitude is, okay, mod of change in velocity is under root minus v sin theta whole square plus v cos theta minus v whole square. Now if you simplify, you will get v square plus v square minus 2v square cos theta, okay, expansion, okay, because of lack of space I'm writing it directly, okay, v square sin square theta plus v square cos square theta plus v square minus 2v square cos theta. So I'm simplifying it, so this will become under root 2v square into 1 minus cos theta. Now many times so far we have seen 1 minus cos theta is how much means, your 1 minus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2, okay, so that will give you 2v into sin theta by 2 is the magnitude, okay, 1 minus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2, okay. So from that logic you have to simplify and then do it, okay, right. Now this is how you calculate regarding subtraction of vectors, okay. Now based on this we'll try to do a question, okay. What is the question? I'll tell you, okay. So the question is like this: resultant of p bar and q bar is r bar, okay, that is the question. If q bar is doubled, r bar is doubled. Next, if q bar is reversed, okay, r bar is again doubled. Find p is to q is to r, okay, find p is to q is to r, okay, that is the question. Now how you are supposed to simplify this, I'll tell you, okay. So how you will simplify this is, okay, so doing proper diagram and you have to simplify it. So if this is p and if this is q and if this angle is theta and if this is r bar, we know that r square is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. From first statement I am doing this. Next, from second statement, if this is p, q bar is doubled, okay, so that means this is becoming 2q, and if this angle is still theta, your resultant is 2r. So that means if you are applying magnitude formula of parallelogram law, 4r square is p square plus 4q square plus 2 times, okay, 2 into a into b cos theta. So that will give you 4, okay, that will give you 4pq cos theta. And in the next case, if this is p, reverse of q is minus q. If this angle is theta, this is 180 minus theta. Your resultant is 2r, your angle is 180 minus theta. So we have seen in subtraction of vectors once again, you can write 4r square is, when you are subtracting, you will get p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta is magnitude of resultant for subtraction. So let us say this is equation 1, let us say this is equation 2, let us say this is equation 3. Now our target is to express p and q in terms of r. So for that I'll do 1 plus 3 and I'll do 2 plus 2 times of equation 3 if I am doing it. Okay, so you will get r square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta, and on for 3 4r square is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. Now if you are simplifying, plus minus will go off, you will get 5r square is equal to 2p square plus 2q square. Okay, next, coming to the second part, 4r square is equal to p square plus 4q square plus 4pq cos theta, and you are multiplying third equation, you will get 8r square is equal to 2p square plus 2q square minus 4pq cos theta is what you get. So once again you add it, you will get 12r square is equal to 3p square plus 6q square. Now I am multiplying this equation with 3 to solve. So this equation 15r square is equal to 6p square plus 6q square. If I am multiplying this equation with 3, bring it here. So 15r square is equal to 6p square plus 6q square. Now do subtraction. 12 minus 15 is minus 3r square is equal to minus 3p square. From here p is equal to r. Now take this p equal to r and substitute in this. So 15r square is equal to 6r square plus 6q square. 9r square is equal to 6q square. 3 by 2 under root. So from here if you are solving it, q is under root 3 by 2 times r. So finally your answer is p is to q is to r is r is to under root 3 by 2 times r is to r. So that will give you root 2 is to root 3 is to root 2. Okay, so I hope you must know how to simplify ratios. Okay, so this is how you solve it. Okay, right, next. Okay, next, now I'll continue further. Okay, so next is, okay, next is, okay, this much is enough regarding subtraction of vectors. Okay, next is regarding parallel vectors. Okay, so your parallel vectors will be usually in the form of a bar is equal to some constant into b bar. Okay, your parallel vectors will be in the form of a bar equal to some constant into b bar. So what do I mean by this? I'll tell you. If you have a vector a bar, okay, unit vector of this is a cap. If you have another vector, parallel vector, which is b bar, okay, unit vector of this is b cap. Okay, now remember unit vectors will be same. Okay, unit vector indicates direction. Okay, unit vector indicates direction, so obviously it is supposed to be same. Okay, so unit vector అనేది parallel vectors కి ఎప్పుడు సేమ్ ఉండాలి. ఓకే, సో యూనిట్ వెక్టార్ సేమ్ ఉంటే ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుంది అని అంటే, ఓకే, Your A bar can be, okay, I can just simply equate it like this. So A cap can be written as A bar by mod A. B cap can be written as B bar by mod B, which indirectly implies your A cap and B cap both are same. So that will give you A bar by mod A bar is equal to B bar by mod B bar, which clearly states that A bar is mod of A bar by mod of B bar into B bar. So this is some constant. So A bar is some constant times B bar, or you can write if A bar and B bar are parallel, B bar is some constant times A bar, you can write it. Okay. So this is how you give parallel vectors. Okay. Now based on this, okay, let us try to do a problem. Okay. So what is that? I will tell you. Now my question is like this: find a vector which is parallel to A bar is equal to 2I cap plus 3J cap minus K cap, having magnitude of D bar is equal to 3I cap minus 2J cap plus 4K cap. So if you look at logically, okay, so parallel to A bar means direction should be same. Okay, being parallel means magnitudes will not be equal, but directions will be same. So in this case, okay, your value of this vector is, okay, value of this vector is A bar is equal to mod of B into A cap. Okay, so this vector, okay, no, it is not A bar, it is some required vector, some R bar. Okay, so your R bar is, okay, your R bar is mod of B into A cap. Okay, mod B will indicate magnitude of B, A cap will indicate direction of A. Okay, so in this case your mod B is under root 3 square plus minus 2 whole square plus 4 square, which is 9 plus 4 plus 16. So 16 plus 4 is 29, so that will give you root 29. Okay, and your A cap is mod of A bar will calculate first, that is under root 2 square plus 3 square plus minus 1 whole square. So 9 plus 4 13, 13 plus 1 14. Okay, so your resultant is your A cap is, so your resultant is R bar equal to mod B root 29 times A cap. A cap is 2I cap plus 3J cap minus K cap by A bar by mod A. Mod A is root 14. So you'll get under root of 29 by 14 into 2I cap plus 3J cap minus K cap. Okay, so this is how you relate the vectors. Okay, now we will continue further. Okay, next idea is, okay, position vector. Okay, so remember, okay, position vector you will use it in the context of geometry. Okay, in geometrical sense you will use the word position vector, and for position vector remember tail is always at origin. Okay, so if you have point 1 whose coordinates are x1 y1 z1, if you have one more point 2 whose coordinates are x2 y2 z2, okay, in the introduction video I have shown you clearly, if this is r1 bar, if this is r2 bar, okay, position vector of 1 is, okay, position vector of 1 is, position of 1 is r1 bar is equal to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, because other coordinates are at origin. Okay, for origin the coordinates are 0 comma 0 comma 0. Okay, so tail is definitely at origin. Okay, so your position vector will be r1 bar is equal to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. And for the second one, okay, your r2 bar is x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap is your, okay, position of second one. Okay, now if you are trying to apply triangle law here, if this is some delta r bar, now r1 bar plus delta r bar is r2 bar, triangle law of addition. So that will give you delta r bar is r2 bar minus r1 bar. This is in fact called the displacement vector. Okay, so your body is going from 1 to 2. So this is your displacement vector. Okay, next. This is your displacement vector. Okay, now in maths you will see much more details. Okay, next is a simple question. We'll do it. A particle moves from 1 comma 2 comma 3 to 4 comma 5 comma 6. Find displacement vector. Now if I draw this axis here, if this is 1 comma 2 comma 3, and let us say body has gone to 4 comma 5 comma 6, this is indirectly your r2, this is your r1, this is your displacement delta r bar. Now from triangle law, delta r bar plus r1 bar is r2 bar. So your delta r bar is r2 bar minus r1 bar. Now what is your r2 bar here is, r2 bar is 4 I cap, always head coordinates minus tail coordinates. So 4 minus 0 I cap plus 5 minus 0 is 5 j cap plus 6 minus 0 is 6 k cap. Your r1 bar is 1 I cap plus 2 j cap plus 3 k cap. So calculating the difference, delta r bar is 4 minus 1 it is 3 I cap, 5 minus 2 it is 3 j cap plus 6 minus 3 it is 3 k cap. Your magnitude of displacement is delta r bar is equal to 3 square plus 3 square plus 3 square. So 9 threes are 27. Okay, so it is 9 times 3, so which is 3 root 3. So your magnitude of displacement is 3 root 3, and your displacement vector is 3 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 3 k cap. Okay, so this is how you calculate it. Okay, now for extra information sake, when coordinates are known, okay, when coordinates are known, I told you, okay, you are supposed to write vectors as head coordinates minus tail coordinates. Now many of the students do not know how to plot the coordinates. So in 2 dimension, okay, you will have only x and y axis. Okay, and in 2D, on x axis, okay, y coordinate will be 0. On y axis, x coordinate will be 0. Okay, and your x coordinate is nothing but, okay, distance of point, okay, distance of point along or parallel to x axis, and your y component is distance of point along or parallel to y axis. Okay, so what do I mean by this? I'll tell you now. As an example, let us say you have a rectangle like this. Okay, మీ దగ్గర ఒక rectangle ఇట్లా ఉందనుకోండి. Now let us say the coordinates of this point are known. Okay, let us say this is length, this is breadth. Now, obviously, if this is point A, point B, point C, point D, then your coordinates of A will be 0, comma 0. B will be L, comma 0. And if this distance is B, this distance is also L, then coordinates of this point are L, comma B. Coordinates of this point are 0, comma B. This is how you give the coordinates. Okay. So if point is on y-axis, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, this is your negative x-axis, this is your negative y-axis. Okay. This is how you get the coordinates. Okay. Next is one more example. Let us say you have a parallelogram whose length is L, this is B, and this is theta. Now you are supposed to give coordinates. So when you are supposed to give coordinates like this, okay, so remember this part is obviously B cos theta, this part is B sin theta. Now from here to here the length is L, this is B, this is your B cos theta, this is your B sin theta because it is on opposite side. Now your coordinates are this A, B, C, D. If you take, your coordinates of this point will be 0, comma 0. Coordinates of this point will be L, comma 0. Coordinates of this point will be L plus B cos theta, comma L sin theta. And coordinates of this point are B cos theta, comma this is not B cos theta, it is on opposite side. Sorry, this is B sin theta. So your coordinates are B sin theta like this. Okay. So this is how you get the coordinates. Okay. Just next, I want you to try. Okay. Pause the video. You have to mark the coordinates. Okay. So in 2D, that is enough. Okay. Next is, let us say you have a triangle. Okay. This is your x-axis. This is your y-axis. Okay. This is A. Let us say the base is B. Let us say this height is h, this angle is theta. Now give the coordinates. Okay, try it. I'll just be back. Now, if you have tried the answer, okay, so coordinates of A will be obviously 0, comma 0. This will become B, comma 0. Then this will become A cos theta, comma B A sin theta, which is on opposite side. This A sin theta is nothing but H. Okay. So this is how you do it. And in 2D, remember first quadrant. Okay. This is your first quadrant. So you will obviously have positive X component, positive Y component. Second quadrant, negative X, positive Y. Third quadrant, negative and negative. Fourth quadrant, positive and negative Y components. Okay. So these are your quadrants and components. Okay. Next is, okay, giving coordinates in 3 dimension. Okay. So next important part is giving coordinates in 3 dimension. So now coming to giving coordinates in 3 dimension. In 3 dimension, you will have octants like this. Okay. So in 3D, what you have are octants. Okay. So on the top layer, you will have 4 octants. In the bottom layer, you will have 4 octants. Okay. So this is your X, this is your Y, this is your Z, this is your negative X, this is your negative Y, this is your negative Z. Now, if you are taking point on x-axis, okay, point on x-axis will have some x part comma 0 comma 0, y and z coordinates are 0. Okay, similarly if you are considering point on y axis, your x and z coordinates are 0. If you are considering point on z axis, okay, so this is 0 comma 0 comma z. Okay, x and y coordinates are 0 and z is 0. Similarly, if you are taking point on xy plane, okay, xy plane, you have x comma y comma 0. Only x and y coordinates will be there. Z coordinate is 0. And if you are taking point on yz plane, then you will have coordinates in the form of 0 comma y comma z. X coordinate is 0. Similarly, if you are taking a point on xz plane, on xz plane, x comma 0 comma z will be the coordinates. Okay, y component is or y coordinate is 0. Okay, so in 3D you will have the figure like this and you have the dimensions. Now for example sake, okay, if you take the screenshot of this part, for example sake we'll take a cube and then, okay, we'll uh, uh, we'll move ahead. Okay, so if you are taking this a cuboid, let us say you have a cuboid, okay, and let us say it is like this. Now many people will take axis in different manners. Let us say I am taking my x-axis here, y-axis here, z-axis here. Let us say the coordinates are, this is a, this is b, this is c. Now give coordinates of different points. Okay, I want you to try it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I want you to give coordinates of these points. Okay. All right. So now give the coordinates of this point. So your coordinates of A are 0, comma, your coordinates of A are 0, comma 0, comma 0. Coordinates of B are A, comma 0, comma 0 because it is on x-axis, it will have only x coordinate. Okay. So similarly, coordinates of if you are taking D, okay, so it will become 0 comma 0 comma C. Coordinates of H, if you are taking H coordinates will be 0 comma, it is on y axis, so 0 comma b comma 0. Okay, now main important parts. Coming to point G in the base, G will have a coordinate of a comma, this distance is b, so it is a comma b comma 0. It is on xy plane. Okay, G is on xy plane. On xy plane, z coordinate is 0. Okay, next, similarly if I take, okay, if I take point, we have given a, b, h and g is done, d is done. Let us consider c. Now your c is on xz plane. So on xz plane, okay, your y coordinate is 0, so it is a comma, your y is 0, h is c. Okay, so c is on yz plane. Okay, c is on yz plane. So obviously, uh, sorry, it is on xz plane. Obviously, y coordinate is 0. Okay, that is regarding c. And coming to e, okay, your e is on yz plane. Okay, your e is on yz plane. Okay, your e is on yz plane. So if you are considering e, okay, x coordinate is obviously 0 because it is on yz plane. Yz plane x coordinate is 0. Your point e is at a distance of c from y axis, so b comma c. Okay, in yz plane, that is a coordinate. Okay, your y coordinate is b and z coordinate is c. And coming to your last part, f, it is a comma b comma c. Okay, so I have given coordinates of all the points. Okay, so this is how you give the coordinates. Okay, right. Now next, okay, the last part before going to product of vectors is, okay, Lami's theorem. Okay, now your Lami's theorem is, okay, Lami's theorem is applicable only to three vectors whose sum is equal to 0. Okay, Lami's theorem is applicable to only three vectors, and the two whose sum is equal to 0. Now, if, okay, remember equilibrium means net force is 0. Okay, sum of all the forces is 0. So, what is Lami's theorem telling is, if you have three vectors a bar, b bar, c bar like this, and this angle if it is alpha, this angle if it is beta, this angle if it is gamma. Now the two after doing parallel transport, okay, after doing parallel transport, if you are getting a shape like this, now if a bar plus b bar plus c bar is equal to 0, if a bar plus b bar plus c bar is equal to 0, then Lami's theorem, what it says is, okay, a by sine alpha is equal to, a means mod a, by mod b by sine beta is equal to mod c by sine gamma. So with this you can calculate the unknown force. So for example, let us say there is a mass, okay, and a 60 degrees angle is being formed by two threads here, and this angle is 30 degrees. Now, if a 80 kg mass is hanging and this system is in equilibrium, let us say this point is P, and let us say the tension here is T1, let us say tension here in the string is T2. My question is find T1 and T2. So what you can do is, to solve this question, okay, to solve this question, first take the screenshot or try to understand your Lami's theorem statement. Okay, so now I'll draw a separate figure here. Now observe carefully. So at point P, T2 force is acting this way, T1 force is acting this way. Now if you draw perpendicular and manage it like this, now if you look into this figure, okay, so if this angle is 60 degrees, obviously this angle is 30 degrees, this angle is 60 degrees, this angle is 90, this angle will be 60 degrees because this side it is 30, this is 90, so this side it is 90, this is 30. So applying Lami's theorem, I can write 8, because of 80 kg you will have 800 Newton force acting downwards, 80 into G. So 800 by sine of 90 is equal to T1 by sine of 90 plus 30, because that angle that is opposite to T1 is that much, that is equal to T2 by sine of 90 plus 60. Solve for T1 and T2, you will get the answer. Okay, so this is how you solve questions using Lami's theorem. Okay, so with this part, okay, your subtraction, Lami's theorem, plotting coordinates is done. Okay, next class we'll see product of vectors.